hello. Screwed up a little bit there, didn't we? With that little the logo still there. But hello and welcome to episode 331 of the video show. I had a conversation today with somebody who said you should stop saying each episode of the video show because I've got the feeling you'll get to like episode 5,000, you'll be like 107 years old, you'll be an old man and you're still doing it. So let me know if you think I should still say how many episodes of the video show there is. I think purely the reason I do it is because it's egotistical and it's kind of like, oh, I've done this many videos, and it sounds really cool that I've done a lot of videos. But I'm starting to think that maybe it's time to retire me saying how many there are. I'm still going to count how many there've been, but do you think it's necessary for me to say how many episodes there have been? Interesting. So today I'm going to be talking about answering the biggest questions in video. I haven't written any notes for this. I've just got the questions going to come up on the screen like that, and we're going to answer them. I'm just going to answer them honestly. I haven't really made any notes, and hopefully you can learn something from it. I'm just going to change the color of the things because I'm going to make it fit in with the video show. There we go. So I've got 8 questions. If you're watching this and if you've got any other questions you want me to answer as we go through, feel free to ask them and I will be very happy to answer them as we go as well. So we've got 8 questions. These comes from a website called answerthepublic.com. So I typed in video production and live video, and these were the questions that came up as in popular searches. So hopefully I'm answering like the most asked questions about video. As we go through, if you want to comment, if you want to like and share this video as well, that'd be very, very helpful. And if you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching it on Facebook, please like the page. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you probably won't be watching this live on LinkedIn, and you won't be watching this later on LinkedIn because live video on LinkedIn is rubbish. To watch the previous video where I was talking about that, head over to my website, redbookproductions.co.uk/live-streaming. You can catch up with the old episodes of the show, not live-streaming, the video-show to watch the other episodes. So let's get on with the show. Why are videos important? So I found for myself, making these kind of type of videos and making the video show, it really does help people to understand what I do and understand how I can help people. It also helps people build trust. It helps people understand they feel like they know you, so that when they are ready to buy from you or they're ready to take the next step, they're going to go for somebody that they feel like they can trust, or they'll recommend somebody that they can trust. And I think that's very, very important. It's also really, really good for being remembered. So say you meet someone at a networking meeting in January and you don't see them for 2 years. If you've been making those videos throughout that time, they'll remember who you are. And I've had circumstances where people have contacted me after 2 years. I've met them once at a networking meeting. I've really sorry, but I've totally forgotten who they are. But the reason they remember who I am is because I've been watching my videos. So that's a really good reason to be doing it. So to be remembered and to build trust, I think that's why videos are important. It's not just about making one video, it's about keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, because you'll be remembered, you'll build trust, people will feel like they know you. Very good. Can video production continue in lockdown? Yes, I have been continuing. 2 ways I've been doing that is by recording video remotely like this. I'm using StreamYard at the moment, so you can see it on my screen here. So I've been recording people through their devices using that software, and then we've been editing that and posting that out. And also people have been coming to the studio here, been taking very specific precautions. I've got my desk over there, which has got all my like Dettol on it, got my mask over there as well, so that when people do come in, I'm sort of stood at this bit of the studio where I'm behind the camera, wearing a mask, and 2 meters away from them over here where they're filming. See if I can move the camera around so you can see. Whoa. So there's sort of the setup there. It's a bit messy at the moment. And then I stand behind the camera there. So a little bit of room. And yeah, it does work. And we are as safe as you can possibly be. So everything is disinfected and everything, I'm wearing masks and they're wearing masks unless they're talking. and then no sort of sharing. Like somebody came in today and filmed. He brought his own coffee, his own food, and everything. So I didn't even make him a cup of coffee. There was literally no contact. So yes, taking proper precautions, and I think everybody else should be doing that as well. They will be. But yeah, if not, if you don't want to come into the studio, if you do want me to if you want to go outside and film, there are ways of recording video remotely, which have been working quite well as well. Wasn't doing that a year ago. How do you plan a video production? So lots of different types of video production that are that I end up planning for. Let's start with live video. So mainly for the video show, I usually have a list of things I'm going to talk about. So usually I have one subject that I'm going to talk about, and then I have the points I want to cover in that video. And then literally I can look at this screen here and just glance over and look at my notes as we go through. That's a really easy way of planning a live video. I've got no pressure on myself. And it's really just quite simple to do. For like a one-off video, it takes quite a little bit of planning. You've got to sort of sit down with the customer, discuss with them what they want to get from the video, who's going to be involved, where you're going to be shooting, and plan everything out so that when you turn up, everything's in place. If I'm working with someone regularly, so for example, I'm putting together a show for them, then we need to talk about who the guests are, what the subjects for the episodes are, where we're going to be filming, line everybody up. So I would go off and find the guests. I would tell them about the show, what the show's about, probably pre-interview them beforehand to make sure the connection is good enough, to make sure that they're prepared for the interview. So this takes like a 15-20 minute Zoom call where we go through what that's going to be. Then we shoot the interviews, and then there's usually like a studio segment as well. So either they would come to the studio here, or I would go to their office to shoot a studio segment. That all takes a lot of planning. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. And then there is you sort of need to find out who's involved, where you're going to be filming, and like I'll even need to know like what equipment I need and everything like that. So there's a lot of planning that goes into it. So all the way through from me having just a piece of like a document on the screen here, all the way through to like days and weeks of planning go into different types of video production. How do you get a job in video production? Well, I've never really had like been employed in video production. I started out in 2011, and I came out of university, applied for loads of different jobs in video and in film. Didn't really get anywhere because I had no experience. So I did a few sort of bits here and there where I was sort of doing work experience for free. But then I thought I need to start making money from this. So I set up Video Redbook Productions 2011 and worked part-time on it until 2014, at which point I thought I need to go for it full-time, and then been full-time since 2014. So 7 years in June, blimey. So it's a lot of hard work. I think it helps if you know the right people, but it's a lot of determination as well, not to give up, to have an iron stomach, that when things aren't going so well, to keep believing in yourself and keep going for it. It's the same with any sort of business like that. Keep doing it. And if I guess if you're looking for a job in video production, I'm probably not the person to ask for that, because I've always been self-employed. How do you get started in video production? So it's kind of similar question. I think it's a good idea to get experience. So I got quite a lot of experience myself. So when I first started out, I did a few free events and stuff like that to really just get to know people. I did a lot of networking. So I would travel all over the South and probably all over bits of the country just to meet people. And then slowly start getting to know people. There's people I've worked with now that I've known for sort of 5, 6, 7 years that I'm still working with just because of networking, building that relationships. And then it just goes through hard work, keep doing it, never give up. And then we go on to live videos. So we've got, when is a good time to go live for live videos? This is a good question, I think. So the video show, I tend to go live later on a Friday afternoon. I think that people are sort of winding down then. I wouldn't recommend going live on a Monday. I don't think many people would be watching. But saying that, not many people watch this live. People will tend to catch up a little bit later. And then I've got the clips that I put out as well, that people tend to watch the clips and then maybe go and watch the videos later on the website. So I think be aware of when people are going to be watching, when people are going to be busy. So people tend to be busy Monday morning. They're not going to be sitting around watching live videos then. But things like the mob show, we go live then on a Friday afternoon when people tend to be winding down a little bit. So think about when people are going to be paying more attention. And I think that's probably the best time to go live. What's the best app to use for live video? So I use StreamYard. I think I've done pretty well with that. I started to use Ecamm as well. That was another one. That Ecamm seemed to be a really good alternative, but I wasn't quite sure that it was right for me at the time. I was very into like StreamYard definitely works for me, and Ecamm seems to have a bit more that it can offer. But I probably go back to that in a few months when I've got a bit more time. Also, OBS is free software, but it doesn't seem to, it's a bit more fiddly. It doesn't seem to work for me. Whereas StreamYard is kind of like click, 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 done, right, ready, off to go live. And you go live on multiple platforms. It's very easy. And Ecamm was like, you had to pay for Ecamm and then you had to pay for another bit of software as well. So it kind of added up a little bit, whereas StreamYard's all the software all in one place, which is just easy. So StreamYard, I think, is better if you want to go live on multiple platforms. How do you make a live video? So I don't think it's a case of just grabbing your phone and going live. I think that's probably a very easy way of doing it, but I tend to go towards very complicated ways of doing it, as you can see by my setup here. So I've got the switcher here, which I can switch between the different cameras. So I can switch between my iPad as well, and I've got three other things I can switch between. I've also got the Rodecaster Pro here, where I can switch between. So I'm getting all these calendar notifications that are very, very annoying. So the Rodecaster helps me to control my mic, so I can turn my mic down like that. I can play jingles like this, so I can play the theme. And then I'm recording also the whole audio that I can use. This audio is a bit cleaner than the audio from the live stream. So when I add this to the website, I'll use the audio from the Rodecaster here rather than the audio from the live stream. It's a very over-the-top setup, but I think it's worked for me. And then I can use that audio for the podcast as well. So that's all my 8 questions. I'll probably repurpose this in some way so you can see each clip separately rather than watching the whole 13 and a half minutes like you have done now. But thank you if you have watched this far. I really do appreciate it. If you've got any questions for next week or future weeks of the video show, feel free to put them in the comments and I'll be very, very, very happy to answer them. And then also, don't forget to subscribe. You can also watch these videos on the website, redbookproductions.co.uk/the-video-show. And then, yeah, good. I'll see you next time in episode 332. Blimey. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.